Hey, Tom, that run to start the fourth quarter seemed to give you guys the momentum, and you left RJ in there to start that fourth quarter and played him throughout. Can you just talk about that decision to leave RJ out there?
Well, I thought, we were trying to match up taking Julius out when they took Doncic out, and so we felt we needed another scorer out there, and I was just going to run with it a couple minutes, and then it sort of that group got on a run, and RJ got on a run. So we went with it, and it worked out. I thought Frank gave us good minutes too. We needed another defender in there, so I thought that was important. And the block and the rim protection from Nerlens was terrific. Reggie battled all game on Doncic, and that's not an easy task. We had a number of guys just step up and play really well. So we got to take that. Obviously, there's things that we can do better, and we got to make our corrections. And we're going to have a quick turnaround for our next game.
Mark Berman.
This late in the season, to see Julius look so fresh and sharp, I mean, is it still amazing what he's doing out there?
Yeah, I mean, I think he prepared himself for this, and I think you can't overlook that. I knew when I saw him the first time in the summer the type of shape that he was in, and so I've had a number of players throughout my career that are that type of player, and they all prepare themselves extremely well in the off season so they can handle the workload that they're going to have, and they command a lot of attention when you're scoring the ball and making plays the way he is. He's rarely single covered, and he's making the right plays. He's making winning plays. The way we started the game, his aggressiveness set the tone for it, and I've said it many times. He's our engine. He makes us go.
Steve Popper.
Hey, Tom, this 5-game winning streak is the longest for the franchise in 7 years. Are you happy?
Am I happy?
Yeah.
I'm never happy. No, and we try not to get wrapped up in any of that stuff. I think you don't want to get lost, and that's the most important thing. I think to understand what goes into winning, I think if we're taking care of all the little things, the big things will take care of themselves. Just stack good days. We want to have good practice days. We want to have good shoot-arounds. We want to play our best in the games. We want to learn each day, and we want to keep getting better. And if we do that, we're going to have a good chance. I think we have a belief that we can win, and that's probably the most important thing. And it started that way at the beginning, and it doesn't really matter what outside people think. It's what we think.
Ian Bagley.
Tom, what do you think of what you got from Nerlens tonight?
The rim protector, the block shot was, there's a lot of plays throughout the course of the game that are just defined as winning plays, and they give your team confidence. It unites your team and inspires your team. And when you see someone make a play like that, it gets people fired up. And that's what he does. He makes great effort plays. He protects the rim. He covers up a lot of mistakes. We had guys flying around, and you have to when you're trying to guard a guy like Doncic. It requires more than one, and you have to be in. You got to try to stop the ball. Then you have to get out. You got to cover the line. You got to challenge the shot, and then you got to finish with the rebound. That requires a lot of effort, and you got to be flying around. If one guy's doing it slowly, you're going to give up a wide open shot. So you need everyone tied together, and the team has made that commitment, and he's the anchor back there, and that's his role.
Ian O'Connor.
Yeah, Tom, outside of Randall's conditioning, is there something that he's shown you in his game that maybe you didn't know he had before you started coaching him?
Yeah, I think the big thing is like when he added the three-point shot, and that just opened up everything else. He's always been terrific on the block. He can always face up and he beat you off the dribble, but he was more of a mid-range guy, and he sort of has really extended his range. And then the playmaking, he's a lot more patient. I think he's reading the floor extremely well. He's creating easy offense for us. He's making really good decisions. But I think he prepared himself well for the season, and I think his confidence comes from that. It's what you put into something, and he's put a lot into it.
Mark Berman.
Hey, Tom, probably won't talk to you tomorrow. And with the Pelicans rematch coming up so soon, I mean, obviously they're going to make adjustments, but is there some things you're looking at for that contest against Zion and maybe Lonzo?
Yeah, I think Lonzo played tonight, so that they'll make them different. So we're going to have to be ready for that, and it's a quick turnaround. It's an early start, and we got to be ready to go. So we know the challenges that we'll face, and when you're going against a guy like Zion, in many ways it's similar to Doncic in the sense that it requires more than one, and you can't give him any gaps. And Ingram is a load to deal with. If he gets going early, it could be a problem. So that team has a lot of weapons.
Last question, Steph Bondi.
Yeah, just looking forward again. You got this big home stretch coming up. Do you look at this as? I mean, what are the challenges when you play that many consecutive games at home? Is there any difference?
Yeah, and again, I don't want us looking ahead. And sometimes when you think about all the psychological advantages and disadvantages that you may have, you think about everything, and so sometimes you could get distracted easily being at home for an extended period of time. So that's a challenge. Just be ready for the next game. Be ready for your recovery, your preparation. Understand what goes into it, and take it day by day. It's whether it's a long homestand or a long road trip. It's all the same. Each game counts the same. So you have to go step by step. Don't skip any steps, and come out with that edge and try to get better each and every day.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.